Cheers, everybody, and welcome to Frequency Friday. That's right, we back. Today we're going to learn about crystals and plant growth. So you just hold on to your seats because it's about to begin. We're going to start with this one right here. So we're going to do an hour show real quick, real easy. So roll up a joint, smoke one. Learn some stuff about growing plants with crystals.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Arnaldo and this is Articulture. Today I have for you crystal healing for plants, crystals and plants. Shamans have been using crystals for healing animals, plants, and humans for thousands of years. Crystals add balance and harmony to your garden and houseplants. Plants and crystals have a symbiotic relationship. Plants keep the crystals charged with its earth energy, and crystals keep the plants happy, healthy, and thriving through high vibrational energy. So the number one thing that you need to do when choosing your crystals to work with, make sure that you choose crystals that are water safe. So like all the quartz crystals, the clear quartz, and rose quartz, which are normally the ones that I choose to work with. Generally stay away from any of the crystals that have "ite" in the name, ITE in the ending of the name. Examples would be selenite, fluorite, labradorite, and so on. Those can get they can get ruined in water, so they can be destroyed by water. So you don't want to use those to work with, especially if you're going to be placing them in a plant where you would be watering or if you have them outside. So definitely stick with the quartz. That's really a good option. So I have some examples here of crystals that you can use for healing your plants. Actually, they sell these containers, rose quartz pebbles, which is a great way to include them in your plants. And these are polished little crystals, so they're perfect and they work great. They can get wet and they won't get ruined. And yeah, you can purchase these. They probably have these on Amazon. I love to work with them because rose quartz is actually my favorite one, because rose quartz is universal love. It's nurturing, harmony, and helps with growth, helps with healing your plants, help plants to flourish. So also clear quartz is my other choice. Clear quartz is the master stone. It amplifies energy and boosts the intention. So remember, the intention that you give your crystal is what's going to help in healing the plant.
What up, Looney?
So when choosing your crystals, you don't have to choose quartz and rose quartz like I do. Really, it's whatever crystals you are drawn to, which ones you resonate with, which ones you are attracted to. There's so many crystals that are beneficial to your plants. I like to keep it simple by using the clear quartz and the rose quartz, but really it's the ones that you are drawn to, and also make sure that they're okay if they get wet.
What up, Red
So I wanted to show you another example of something that you can do, and you can buy these in your home decor stores like Marshalls and Home Goods. And these are quartz crystals. Like, this is a solid quartz crystal. They're actually bookends.
How they grow, though.
But if you place them around your plant, like I've done so here, it's a great way to send that beautiful healing energy to your plant from both directions and just create this beautiful harmony for your plant. Okay, guys, so an important step is cleansing your crystals. Once you've purchased your crystals, you need to cleanse them because they have picked up energies from where they were at and people that have touched them. You want to clear them so they can work at their best for you. Ways to clean the crystals are the sun and the moon. The moon and the sun transmit natural energies, which are ideal for this process. So in the sun, leave it in the sun to receive the energy from the sun, and at night to receive energy from the moon, preferably the full moon, which actually happens to be tomorrow here. And I will be doing this to my crystals. Remember also that this process that I am talking about and this process that you will be doing for your plants, remember to do them for the crystals that are yours and the crystals that are for you. I always like to wear a combination of a quartz crystal, and I wear the pendant, and then I have a black obsidian in my pocket, and it's a nice balance of yin and yang of crystal energy.
What's the difference between a service animal and an emotional support pet? Well, a service animal has to go through long and expensive training so it can work and carry out tasks for people with disabilities. But an ESA pet doesn't.
Okay, so a word of caution for crystals that are left out in the sun. Some crystals may start to lose some color if they are left out of the sun for extended amounts of time. And an example of that would be amethyst. Amethyst, that would happen to amethyst if it's left in the sun for too long. So just be careful with that. So then a couple of other techniques for cleansing your crystals is smudging. So the smudging technique would be using the smoke from sage, Palo Santo, or also an incense, some incense like sacred copal. That could definitely clear the energies of your crystals. And then the third one that I would recommend is a bath. So a bath like rain, you can also collect the rain and add sea salt, which this helps to clear the energies in the water. And remember again, the crystals that can be in water and those that cannot. Okay, so intention. It's important to set intention with your crystals. While all crystals naturally have certain properties that they possess, it's important to let your crystals know exactly what you would like them to help you with. These intentions may change over time, but setting the intention with your crystals is a powerful exercise that can help you bring healing, happiness, and positive energy. Positive energy, and crystals have an immense healing power. So amethyst, rose quartz, tourmaline, and sodalite add healing energies to sick plants. Jaspers are known to encourage new growth, and the black stones like obsidian reportedly confuse and repel pests from your garden. So if you're lucky enough to have a rock yard close to you where you can purchase really large specimens to put into your garden space, I definitely recommend it. I have a really huge obsidian, and you actually buy the stones by weight, you buy it by pound, and they're actually not really expensive. Like a really large one like that may have been, I think it's $1.50 a pound. So depending on the stone that you pick, and they also have really large quartz that are like raw big stones, and they look beautiful in your garden. And they're actually doing another really important thing, is helping your plants in the garden. So if you are confused which ones to choose, which crystal to choose, clear quartz is a must for your garden. This stone will work hard for your plants, promoting vitality and growth. So if you're wondering what this sculpture is, I am an artist, and sometimes I like to incorporate crystals in my work, in the work that I create. This sculpture represents the ability to connect to the cosmos through the use of crystals. And these are Lemurian quartz crystals, and they are creating a mohawk on the crown chakra. And I feel that it gives a lot of beautiful energy to my home. So I hope this video inspires you to try crystals.
I hope that video inspires all of you. Shit, I should have kept that one up. Damn it.
And now to something new and exciting in the AI space.
All right, this is what I'm looking for. 11 plants attract money. My crystal collection. Electroculture, fascinating results. plant-based organic pest control. How not to kill your new houseplants. So I think we watched this one earlier, but let's fuck with this one.
With sculptures, like I have Buddha sculptures in mine and Kuan Yin in mine, and you know, you can your garden. It's one of the #1 blog posts that comes up. I don't know if it's Hey everyone, welcome to the show. And my name is Amanda Gates, and today what I wanted to do is talk about how you can add crystals to boost the health and vitality of your garden. I actually wrote a blog post about this, I don't know, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It was called The 7 Crystals to Heal Your Garden. It's actually one of the top articles on Google. If you put that in, how to boost your garden, it's one of the #1 blog posts that comes up. I don't know if it's because a lot of people haven't talked about it or if it's just a really great post. We'll go with that, right?
Lengthy. Look at this.
Is a love so fragile and my heart so hollow? Shadow with the world, impossible to follow. You're saying I'm fragile. I try not to be. I search only for something I can't see. I have my own life, and I am stronger than you know. But I carry this feeling when you walked into my house that you won't be walking out the door. Still I carry this feeling when you walked into my house that you won't be walking out the door. Lovers forever, face to face. My city or mountains, stay with me, stay. I need you to love me, I need you today. Give to me your letter, take from me my life. You in the moonlight with your sleepy eyes. Could you ever love a man like me? You were right when I walked into your house. I knew I'd never wanna leave. Sometimes I'm a strong man, sometimes cold and scared, and sometimes I cry. But that time I saw you, I knew that you would light my night. Somehow I get by. Lovers forever, face to face. My city or mountain, stay with me, stay. I need you to love me, I need you today. Give to me your leather, take from me my life. Lovers forever, face to face. My city or mountain, stay with me, stay. I need you to love me, I need you today. Give to me your love, take from behind.
Ha. That's Amber.
Lined with sculptures like
That was Amber. All right, let me see. I fucked up again. Got some on my fucking eye and shit. Plants and crystals. How do crystals work?
At Accelerate 3D, we use large-size, high-speed 3D printing to help hardware companies bridge the gap between prototype and mass production. So we're Windows 11 Pro and Dell computers are what help us achieve our goals.
Deep beneath the geysers and hot springs of Yellowstone caldera lies a magma chamber, produced by a hotspot in the Earth's mantle. As the magma moves towards the Earth's surface, it crystallizes to form young, hot, igneous rocks. The heat from these rocks drives groundwater towards the surface. As the water cools, ions precipitate out as mineral crystals, including quartz crystals from silicon and oxygen, feldspar from potassium, aluminum, silicon, and oxygen, galena from lead and sulfur. Many of these crystals have signature shapes. Take this cascade of pointed quartz or this pile of galena cubes. But what causes them to grow into these shapes again and again? Part of the answer lies in their atoms. Every crystal's atoms are arranged in a highly organized, repeating pattern. This pattern is the defining feature of a crystal and isn't restricted to minerals. Sand, ice, sugar, chocolate, ceramics, metals, DNA, and even some liquids have crystalline structures. Each crystalline material's atomic arrangement falls into one of 6 different families: cubic, tetragonal, orthorhombic, monoclinic, triclinic, and hexagonal. Given the appropriate conditions, crystals will grow into geometric shapes that reflect the arrangement of their atoms. Take galena, which has a cubic structure composed of lead and sulfur atoms. The relatively large lead atoms are arranged in a 3-dimensional grid 90 degrees from one another, while the relatively small sulfur atoms fit neatly between them. As the crystal grows, locations like these attract sulfur atoms, while lead will tend to bond to these places. Eventually, they will complete the grid of bonded atoms. This means the 90-degree grid pattern of galena's crystalline structure is reflected in the visible shape of the crystal. Quartz, meanwhile, has a hexagonal crystalline structure. This means that on one plane, its atoms are arranged in hexagons. In 3 dimensions, these hexagons are composed of many interlocking pyramids made up of 1 silicon atom and 4 oxygen atoms. So the signature shape of a quartz crystal is a 6-sided column with pointed tips. Depending on environmental conditions, most crystals have the potential to form multiple geometric shapes. For example, diamonds, which form deep in the Earth's mantle, have a cubic crystalline structure and can grow into either cubes or octahedrons. Which shape a particular diamond grows into depends on the conditions where it grows, including pressure, temperature, and chemical environment. While we can't directly observe growth conditions in the mantle, laboratory experiments have shown some evidence that diamonds tend to grow into cubes at lower temperatures and octahedrons at higher temperatures. Trace amounts of water, silicon, germanium, or magnesium might also influence a diamond's shape. And diamonds never naturally grow into the shapes found in jewelry. Those diamonds have been cut to showcase sparkle and clarity. Environmental conditions can also influence whether crystals form at all. Glass is made of melted quartz sand, but it isn't crystalline. That's because glass cools relatively quickly. and the atoms do not have time to arrange themselves into the ordered structure of a quartz crystal. Instead, the random arrangement of the atoms in the melted glass is locked in upon cooling. Many crystals don't form geometric shapes because they grow in extremely close quarters with other crystals. Rocks like granite are full of crystals, but none have recognizable shapes. As magma cools and solidifies, many minerals within it crystallize at the same time and quickly run out of space. And certain crystals, like turquoise, don't grow into any discernible geometric shape in most environmental conditions, even given adequate space. Every crystal's atomic structure has unique properties, and while these properties may not have any bearing on human emotional needs, they do have powerful applications in materials science and medicine. Have you ever wondered why you can see through glass, or what fire is made of? Did you know gold doesn't originally come from our planet? Find out more about the fascinating...
It's fucking amazing, ain't it? I'm gonna go into this
Reading.
I want to see the one with a different quartz. Look at a complete guide to soil microbiology. That's important. Look at cold light with crystals, right? So they always say, why is the moon, if the moon was reflecting the light sun, why is it cold? It's a crystal. It's a crystal. Crystals only produce cool light. You know, cold light, dude. Birds chirping promotes plant growth. Electroculture. Bam. These people know. Crystals. Yeah, let's go with this one again. There's a different one Amber found, but I can't find that same one again. That's how to clean your quartz crystals. Let's go with... Wait, did I lose it? Shit, this one.
When me and my boyfriend moved into our apartment at the beginning of 2020, we were really excited to brighten up and my plant children crystals with my plants. You know, I didn't, put them in the soil or like program an intention with my plants and my crystal, right away. It actually was something that happened when my philodendron, or our philodendron, started to have some issues. It's definitely been like the problem child out of all of the houseplants. And it kind of sparked this idea to, maybe we should incorporate some crystals to help the health of our plants get more healthy. That's really what started this experiment off. So now going into some crystals that'll really help your plants, depending on your plant needs. I have a bunch of different scenarios based off my experience, but I will say all of the crystals on this list are really wonderful for any plant. So if you have one of these crystals, you can use them for all your plants. These are just some ideas for you to get inspiration from. So without further ado, let's get into these crystals. Alrighty, so let's start off with my cactus and snake tree houseplants. They are both succulents. So when I was choosing a stone to pair with them, I really had, this water aspect in mind. And the crystal that I use with my succulents is sodalite. Sodalite actually has a high amount of sodium that makes up the stone. So you really don't want to get this stone wet when you are watering your plant. I make sure to take it out when I do water it, and then I wait until the soil isn't super damp, and then I'll place it back in the pot. I kind of felt like the whole salt aspect with sodalite was a really good pairing with the succulents because you really don't water them that often. I mean, it's like, once a month? So I thought, putting sodalite in the soil would help just absorb all that water that's in there for a...
I'm sorry, this ain't the one I want.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Mystic Hawk Gardens, and I have a special treat for you guys. I needed to till in my garden, and we just had a big snow. And snow, when it melts into your garden, fixes a whole lot of nitrogen into the soil, which is awesome. Another thing that I do to enhance the nitrogen is coffee grounds. Yeah, and this needs to be tilled in. Coffee grounds are excellent source to recycle these is excellent source for
Hey,
the nitrogen
nice
to put back in the soil. Not only that, the earthworms absolutely love it. So if you want to feed your earthworm friends, and yes, they are our friends,
things like that in a moment. You don't have to do 3 meters.
This one's cool. Trying to find this crystal one. Here's it. What is a crystal grid? You can make crystal grids. Damn, where is the crystal one? This lady here, she's got updates on her electroculture 10 days later. She's super happy. It's working unbelievable. There's this one I'm trying to find though. How to grow electroculture cucumbers, making using spore syringe. Electroculture, gardening results. Full buck moon on the water, DIY water wrap, stone tutorials, basic water wrap pendant. I'm not making that copyright. Where the fuck are they all at? Megaculture, baby, the art and science of growing spectacular everything. Do you guys know what megaculture is? Let's watch this for 1 second.
Welcome to the Megaculture presentation. Paul Gauci says, over time you get a higher and higher yield with less and less input. So what is megaculture?
What is megaculture?
Describes which techniques and technologies produce the best quality, the highest yields, and the most reliability in food production all year round. And it's our concept to consider combining all of these approaches. So the aim of the presentation is to explain how we can produce very high quality crops. Crops, if they're grown outside, resistant to frost, drought, and most pests. We'll be explaining what are the basic techniques and the results, and examining
Things like that in a moment. You don't have to do 3 meters.
for the gardening section. All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Mystic Hawk Gardens.
Let me see if I found this one. It was in hers, and it was the second one.
The best way to burn fat and get shredded is not keto, paleo, it's not carnivore, it's not vegan, and it's definitely not super intense exercises like this. That ain't how you lose weight. Cardio burns fat, right? No, cardio actually burns calories.
Definitely not it, man. I don't know where the hell that one went. How do we use this? We'll do this. Okay. That's Crystalz to use for growing plants. Here we go. These are the ones.
Springtime breathes life into gardens, awakening a sense of anticipation after the long winter slumber. Whether you're a gardening novice or an experienced enthusiast, the joy of nurturing plants that effortlessly thrive is within reach. By incorporating Crystalz into your gardening routine, you can infuse your garden with harmonious energies that promote growth and resilience. These earthborn gems not only enhance your plant's well-being, but also connect you to nature on a profound level, transforming gardening into a spiritual practice filled with intention and blissful mindfulness. Prepare to unlock the secrets of a vibrant garden as we delve into the best crystals to elevate your gardening experience.
Don't forget to take a look below this video to find a link to our crystal shop, where you can find most of the crystals and stones that we will be talking about in today's video. Thank you very much for your support. Let's dive right in.
1. Green Aventurine. This crystal helps to take pressure or strain off of the environment. It's a protective stone that will protect the plants from the effects of pollution. A crystal of prosperity that can also help your garden grow abundantly, assisting plants in thriving in their environment. 2. Clear quartz crystal. Wonderful for practically everything, you can program with an intention for a thriving garden and watch it unfold before your eyes. 3. Tree agate. This crystal holds earth energy within it, bringing safety and stability into your garden. It helps your garden grow with positivity and promotes perseverance. So if your garden isn't in ideal conditions, this stone would be a perfect stone to help your garden. 4. Rhyolite. The perfect stone for a succulent.
Okay, my pen stopped working, so un momento, por favor.
Garden or cactus garden. It's a balancing stone that will help to keep the energy of the garden harmonious and nurturing so plants can grow beautifully. 5. Green calcite. This stone holds the energy of fertility, which is perfect for a garden. It also has an energy of encouragement, helping the garden to grow strong and bountiful. 6. Moss agate. Known as the gardener's talisman since it's a stone of birth and fertility. This agate is green like the plants on the earth, so it can also help to stimulate the production plants and their steady growth.
See, our moss agate is white. It's weird.
In conclusion, use one or more of these crystals in your garden or even in your houseplants to see them grow hearty and strong. You can also make crystal grids in your garden to activate even more powerful energy that will bring abundance and a lush garden for you to enjoy all season long.
These?
Picasso! Hey, that was beautiful, man. See, they're not really. Let's go.
Springtime breathes life in.
Here we go. Here we go. For success and prosperity, the science behind healing crystals. Explain the best crystals for your garden. Planting with crystals, large crystals, crystals everywhere. Field gemology in northern Madagascar. Arr. What's hot in Yemen? I wonder what's up in Uranus. You know? Our plants DIY air plant terrarium. That's cool. Let's go up here. Let's see what this one does. Well, this one.
You can find for your garden, because when spring comes, many people look forward to being in their garden. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rockin' Crystals channel, and today we are going to be taking a look at some of the best crystals that you can find for your garden. Because when spring comes, many people look forward to being in their gardens, especially after a long winter. Even if you don't know much about gardening, it can be pretty easy to get started as long as you stick with plants that are easy to grow and give them adequate water and light. Fertilizer, organic plant foods, and composting can give your plants an extra boost to survive and to thrive. Some of the people like to sing their plants or put statues or gnomes and fairies in gardens, and other such things such as feng shui techniques can help to create a good energy in the garden, and you can learn which plants grow best together to create that special sort of synergistic harmony. Now, crystals can also be used as a part of your gardening endeavors. You can use crystals to bring specific energies into your garden and help your plants grow and stay strong. Both plants and crystals come from the earth, so they will work harmoniously together to achieve a certain sort of chaotic balance. Working with crystals in your garden can also help to activate your energy and intentions and help you to connect with nature in a deeper and more profound way. Think of gardening as a meditation or a spiritual practice where you are mindful and enjoy each motion and movement with the purpose of intention. You can then use just one type of crystal or a variety of crystals depending on your own personal collection and availability. It then works very much like setting up a crystal grid. The following are some of the best crystals to implement into your garden. Green Adventurine is a crystal that helps take pressure and strain off of the environment. It's a protective stone that will help protect plants from the effects of pollution, be it electromagnetic or otherwise. A crystal of prosperity can also help your garden grow abundantly, assisting plants in thriving within their environment. Clear quartz crystal is a wonderful and practical crystal for just about everything. You can program crystal quartz with the intention for a thriving garden, and then watch as it helps to unfold that intention before your eyes. Now, tree agate is a crystal that holds
ours looks like that right there.
And brings it safely.
If we have tree agate.
Stability within your garden. It helps
We
your
have
garden
tree
grow
agate.
with
This is tree
positivity
agate.
and promotes perseverance. So if your garden isn't in ideal conditions, this would be the perfect crystal to help your garden grow and thrive. Rhyolite is the perfect stone for
That's it.
grow and thrive. Grow with positivity and promote and brings it safely to a state of stability within your garden. It helps your garden grow with positivity and promotes perseverance. So if your garden isn't in ideal conditions, this would be the perfect crystal to help your garden grow and thrive. Rhyolite is the perfect stone for a succulent garden, such as a cactus or other type of succulent plants. It's a balancing stone that will help the energy of your garden shift into a more harmonious and nurturing state. Green calcite is a stone that holds the energy of fertility, and it's a perfect stone for balance within a garden. It also has an energy that is very encouraging, helping your plants to grow strong and bountiful. Moss agate, known as the gardener's talisman, since it is a stone of birth and fertility. This agate is is green like the plants of the earth, so it can help to stimulate the production of plants and maintain their steady growth. Use one or more of these crystals in your garden or even in your houseplants to see them grow hearty and strong. You can also make crystal grids within your garden pots or within your garden area to activate even more powerful energy that will bring abundance and a lush garden for you to enjoy all season long. Consider dropping a like on this video if you liked it.
Springtime breathes life into gardens, awakening a sense of anticipation after the long winter slumber. Whether you're
So in 2020, we had one of the witches built a crystal grid for our garden. And then in the garden, we built many crystal grids. And man, that shit got big as fuck. Planting with quartz crystals. I want to go in this one. Here we go. We got positive music for plants. Poppies as a painkiller. Electroculture, greatest discovery in history. 10 best crystals for beginners. All right. So I hope you guys have written these down. Top skin, your tarot readings. I'm trying to find what's happening. Best plant crystals. Oh, here's the one Amber showed.
We understand about aragonite is that it's actually a quite high vibrational power.
This is dope.
Hello Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. My name is Lynn Lewis, and for this month's crystal vlog, I wanted to actually do something a little different because we are in the spring season, and I found myself thinking about this when I was putting these particular crystals near my plants. In this video, we're going to talk about great crystals to use if you're a green thumb individual. Perhaps you might also be a green witch, or an individual who just loves your plants and you want to see how else you can make them thrive. These crystals I particularly use personally on all my plants around the house. If you can think of any more crystals that you personally use or you've heard of, feel free to comment below and let me know. I'm really curious because I love getting crystals for my plants. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, I'm not sure how many individuals out there, especially if you're a crystal and plant lover, actually thought about perhaps, using crystals with your plants. I'm sure many of you, haven't even thought about it. I know for the longest time I haven't. And when I started to think about it, it became kind of like an aha moment. Like, why not? Why not have crystals for plants? Crystals come from the earth. They come from Mother Gaia, so why not, right? So these particular crystals we're going to talk about, the first one we're going to talk about is the crystal known as aragonite. Now, aragonite comes in a couple different forms. Most people are familiar with aragonite coming in its traditional brownish red form. You might find aragonite, in any local metaphysical shop. It's a very common crystal, but what a lot of people, I don't believe, understand about aragonite is that it's actually a quite high vibrational, powerful crystal. You don't need a very large piece in order for it to do what it needs to do. Aragonite, if you're not familiar with my aragonite crystal vlog, feel free to check it out. It's the very first crystal vlog I've ever done, and it talks a lot about the properties and essences of aragonite. But for plants, aragonite is specifically helpful because it helps the plants reconnect with Mother Gaia's energy. If you are an indoor plant person like I am, I like to keep aragonite around my plants so that they continue to feel that Mother Gaia energy, that earth energy around them, because aragonite connects the plant to earth, but also to air, Mother Gaia, Father Sky. So with an aragonite around it, it can feel that nurturing energy, it can feel that healing energy, and it continues to thrive with that energy around it. The next crystal we're going to talk about is what is known as jade, a very common crystal. I am sure you've heard. I'm sure you've seen it in many jewelry pieces. I'm sure you've seen it in, dating as far back as ancient China, if not even farther back. But jade is wonderfully renowned because of its overall essence of peace and tranquility, but also abundance and prosperity and wealth. It is considered to be a lucky stone of good fortune. However, in the case of plants, jade actually provides a very healing energy, a very nurturing energy. If you have a green stone, it's pretty safe to say that any green stone you have will be great for your plants. But particularly with jade, it actually rejuvenates a lot of vitality within the plant that you may not realize the plant may not have. And if you have a nice piece of jade around your plant, it can continue to send this energy and essence to the plant and keep it growing and growing and growing. If you look at my plant right here, you'll notice this little guy, he actually used to have just one little leaf. Now, within a week and a half's worth of time with the jade around it, you can see how this plant has already multiple leaves. It took me forever to grow this plant until I put a jade near it. And the next stone we're going to talk about here, otherwise known as rose quartz. Rose quartz is probably the number one crystal, or the number two crystal I would always recommend to put near your plants. Rose quartz is the stone of universal love, and plants love that love too. If you have a rose quartz near a plant, it not only revitalizes its energy, pretty much all these stones are going to revitalize the plant's energy, by the way, but a rose quartz also feeds it that love. I don't know if you've ever seen that experiment where children were talking trash to plants, but then they would talk nicely to another plant, and then you notice that the plant that was being spoken down to started to dwindle and die. But the plant that the children were talking kindly to and sending it love and light, that plant thrived. So taking that overall experiment in essence, a rose quartz does exactly that. It fills the plant's nutrients and essences with love and light and heals it in its molecular level, and it helps the plant thrive. And as you can see in my example videos here, I have rose quartz pebbles all around all of my plants. It really does love the plant, and plants really love the rose quartz. It's all about love, baby.
That's right.
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not with physical product.
Rose quartz is my thing. So, like, you know, if I get off my ass and really go and get shit popping here, you know, when you buy seed packs, you'll get a rose quartz. You know, because that's love, universal love, people, universal love.
The next crystal we're going to talk about is aventurine. Aventurine is a very soothing crystal for the plant. It has a very beautiful light green hue to it, and a raw piece of aventurine I think might be best because it has such a calming presence and energy to it. Again, like a green stone, it's great for plants because it captures that green energy, that green light, and it, sends that to the plants themselves. Now, aventurine also soothes and nourishes the plant, especially if the plant is on the brink of death, and you use that and couple that with rose quartz, your plant is likely to rejuvenate and revive itself. Now, for me particularly, as I mentioned earlier, I had a plant that was literally just growing from one leaf. I put my jade near it, I put a rose quartz near it, and I put an aventurine near it. And as you can see, the jade, or this particular plant, a prayer plant is what it's called, it's now starting to grow so much more in such a short amount of time. It absolutely loves these stones together. So aventurine, it provides that nourishing energy, and it makes the plant just feel happy and alive. Now, this next crystal I wouldn't have thought of until my spirit guides kind of told me about it. And they said citrine. Put a citrine near a plant. Why citrine? Because citrine has a natural golden hue to it. If you get like a raw piece of citrine, like the small, clear-cut, nice raw pieces that you're familiar with, if you get one of those, or even a citrine geode, putting that near a plant, it brings the plant a lot of positive vibrations and energies. Citrine is a natural positivity stone. It's going to fill that plant and rejuvenate that plant with a lot of that, high vibrational essence and energy that will make it thrive. It's also considered to be a very prosperous and abundant stone, and a plant can use that abundance energy to create its own, to reproduce itself, to grow, to thrive, to be prosperous in its regard. Remember, abundance and prosperity just doesn't mean money and wealth in that regard. In the plant's case, it's all about growing and thriving and just living the way it's supposed to. All right, so the next crystal we're going to talk about is the crystal emerald. For those of you not familiar with emerald, feel free to check out my crystal vlog that I released last month during the St. Patty's Day season. Emerald is a very high vibrational, beautiful stone, and because it's green, of course, it naturally fits in with plant energy. Emerald does a couple things. It cleanses and clears the plant's energy from anything stagnant and, lingering that doesn't quite belong in the plant, and it brings through a lot of nutrients and vitality for the plant. If you couple this with black tourmaline, I'm being told, if you couple this with black tourmaline, you can help cleanse the plant from any toxic negative energies that it may have endured.
You heard her say it brings newts. It brings nutrients, right? Atmospheric nutrients to the soil. Yeah, baby.
Especially if you just like recently purchased the plant from the store and you're trying to rejuvenate it, or you're trying to cleanse it. Always rejuvenating, trying to cleanse it from all the toxic energies that associated with, like fast growing and breeding with plants that a lot of these individuals do when they're trying to get plants to grow quickly. If you couple an emerald with a black tourmaline, or even perhaps, I believe they even have a green tourmaline, a tourmaline that will help cleanse and clear the plant from the negative energies, and you couple that with the emerald will pump new energy into the plant and help keep it stable. You added inventorying to it, it's going to help neutralize and keep it calm and make the plant feel so much more at home and at peace. So that's where emerald is really wonderful. You can actually use it in tandem with a lot of other crystals. All of these crystals I'm listing here, by the way, you can mix and match them together as long as the intentions are set on them to do what they need to do and they don't interfere with each other, so to speak. So yes, emerald, feel free to grab one for your plant. They're beautiful for them. The next crystal I wanted to talk about is apatite. Now, this particularly is green apatite. Apatite in general is a very high vibrational stone. It sends a lot of universal energy around its surroundings, especially if you have a sphere apatite. Green apatite really embodies Mother Earth energy because it's so connected to the earth and the land. And by placing it near your plant, it helps release a lot of that earth energy to your plants, similar to that of aragonite, where it helps the plants feel closer with Mother Gaia, earth energy. Green apatite in particular is exceptionally strong. So if you couple that with aragonite, the two of them can work in tandem with each other. You know, the aragonite can keep everything grounded and the green apatite just kind of explodes overall earth energy to the plants around it. And the two of them can work together in that regard. The last crystal we're going to talk about is clear quartz. Why clear quartz? Because it's the master healer. Clear quartz is wonderful for almost everything. And I believe it's actually a very underrated stone. Maybe it's because it's so common, people tend to kind of put it on the back burner or on the back of their mind. They don't realize how powerful clear quartz really is, or quartz in general. Clear quartz is wonderful for plants because it pumps them full of healing energy, always sending them healing energy, always sending them high vibration, and it always makes them feel very calm and passive. Clear quartz is a very passive energy. You don't realize that it's sending you energy because the way it sends it, it's so calming, it's so passive, it's almost like an invisible energy that you don't normally notice right away. Again, another reason why I think a lot of people don't think about how powerful clear quartz is. It's like, you know, a stealthy crystal that, you know, sneaks up on you and you realize, oh, bam, that, you know, that's been the clear quartz the whole time. But with plants thrive with clear quartz. And as you can see here in my video, you can see that this clear quartz absolutely is being used to help rejuvenate and heal this particular plant that has seen better days. And the clear quartz is all over, you know, my plants here. You can see that the plants are just thriving with them, and it's going to continue just nurturing and sending that healing energy. With clear quartz, you of course can couple that with any of the crystals I've listed here, because clear quartz is also an amplifier crystal. So if you want to amplify the energies of the other crystals around it, put the clear quartz near any of the plants with the other crystals, and it's just going to amplify the other crystals' energy and make it so much better for the plants. Now, always, always, always remember that as the plants consume the energy of the crystals, you always want to make sure you're on top of clearing and cleansing the crystals and rejuvenating them. Fortunately, plants don't drain crystals that quickly, so it could take a little time for the plant to completely drain the crystal's energy, or all you need to do is re-cleanse it and recharge it, and you should be good to go. And those are the crystals I would recommend you use for your plant babies. Did I not mention a crystal? If not, feel free to comment below crystals that you
can find for your garden.
Bam! And there you have it, people. Crystals, really? Yeah, really, crystals. You know, so gather up your earth energies, your healing energies. You guys got crystals around? You got granite. Granite is filled with quartz crystal. You hold that in your little sausage stroker. Hold that tight in your sausage stroker. And make a wish, baby. Tell it what you wanted to do. Grow me some big ganja plants and put it out there. Put it under your plant and watch what happens. I've been smoking the whole time, getting ashes all over me and shit. And, You know, if your plants are sick outside, put some green stone. Find a green stone. A true green stone. Don't paint the shit green. Come on now. Find a true green stone out in nature and go grab it and put it under your plant. If you got green crystals, we got all kinds of crystals, right? Blue crystals, you know what I'm saying? You got rose quartz. Rose quartz is one of my favorite things. I always fuck with rose quartz. And you guys probably like, I don't understand why I always fucking with pink. Pink, pink, pink. Right? But you don't understand. There's like, you see pink and associate it with something, right? I see pink and associate it with power and love, right? Universal things, right? So I like the softer things in life, I guess. Right? So pink quartz is one of my biggest things. I've been looking for the perfect pink quartz the whole time I've been in Michigan, so that way I can make a staff. Like, that's the staff I want, is pink quartz. I got a nice piece of labradorite. We got lots of just regular quartz, milky quartz. We got a little bit of clear quartz. You know what I'm saying? We got quartz that like huge blocks of quartz that were gold veins, probably, next to gold veins, like that kind of quartz, like big chunky rocks. And we got most of these, though. I know Jacob's probably got all of these. Seeing here, pink is a powerful color. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Jacob Lee Downey's probably got all of these stones right here. And I'm going to look into it. I wrote them all down and what they do specifically for your plants. Now, the same thing goes for your healing your body. You might not feel it healing you, just like those people that wear those copper bracelets. Like, before they wore the copper bracelet, they had arthritis in their joints and in their wrists. They wear these copper bracelets, and for some fucking reason, all of a sudden, nothing hurts. Now that shit's alleviated. You know why? Because it's magnetized and it's electrical grounding. So it makes your electrical system work the right way. You know what I'm saying? Get water, electricity, same thing. Current flowing and stuff. And it's like a jumper. It's like a jumper. You know what I'm saying? So remember, when you're using your crystals, always, you can put them in there if you want to. You can just put them in your soil, but wrap them bitches with copper. Try to find a little bit of copper, wrap them motherfuckers up. Don't put pennies in your soil. Don't be jackasses, man. Don't put pennies in your soil. Don't put batteries in your soil. Don't do that shit. Crystals are batteries. Like, copper is a battery. Like, that shit's power. It transfers power. And you heard her. Just like I keep telling you, you will literally collect atmospheric nitrogen, nutrients, and it'll feed your plant. It'll feed your plant, and you can't knock it until you at least try it. You got to at least try it. So this is tree agate right here. This is tree agate. Damn, I can't grab it. Tree agate. So this is one of them. We have this big ass stone outside. It's this big white stone, and on the inside are these weird, like, it's all crystal. It's all this like weird different pieces of crystal. You can see all these different facets to it, right? And on the inside are these like translucent green crystals that grow in little clusters. And it almost looks like that one, just not as pronounced. And we got a chunk of this bitch. I broke it to see what it would be like on the inside, and it shattered into 1,000 fucking pieces on this one chunk. And I was like, whoa, that's really sedimentary. Crystal. It's all chunks of crystals, but it's all like, you can see, it's hard to see in that camera, but it's too much light. But it's all pieces, like little tiny little squares and hexagons and shit. You know what I'm saying? Cool ass shit. This is cool as fuck. This has been tumbled once. We tumbled big chunks to see what it would do, and it turned into fucking pebbles, and we were like, oh, Jesus Christ. because it's so sedimentary. You know what I'm saying? It's so chunky crystal, it just breaks off and turns into little pebbles. So we didn't go any farther than this. We want to, though. We want to. I might try it in an experiment because it's going to get less abrasive from here. Because we got a rock tumbler and shit. And so I got all kinds of fucking stones. All you got to do is go to the beach. You got a beach with rocks around you. Go to the beach. You'll find fuck tons of fucking crystal rocks. You're looking for crystal-based rocks, not sedimentary dust. You don't want dust, and no sandstone. You might say, well, that's quartz, bro. Sand is quartz, bro. I understand, bro. You want it in a different form, though. Like calcite. He said, stay away from the ites. Remember that one guy? Stay away from the ites. When you hear ites, they break down in water, right? Just like zeolite, that breaks down in water. That's why they use the ites for our glacial rock dusts, right? All ites are crystals. I try to tell you guys that. When you guys talk shit, I'm like, do you use glacial rock dust? Yep, that's crystals. All those ites. There's shit tons of them. And we use that in organics because it breaks down in water. It breaks down electricity in water, breaks that down. And then the microbes can eat it up and shit it out. And that plant goes, that's good. That's some good shit right there, man. And then, so here we have calcite sand. Our sand is just broken down calcite. Like Michigan's in a big soup bowl of calcite. They did geological, sound waves. Na 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 na. And it's a huge, like, soup bowl. And it's all calcite. And the whole middle is calcite sand. Filled up to the motherfucking top. That's why solid ground, right? That's why there's sinkholes everywhere in Michigan. Because as soon as that water breaks through down a few layers and shit, it goes right down into that soup bowl, baby. You go falling right down into that soup bowl. You're gone forever. There's sinkholes around here that are crazy, right? As you break through this little sand barrier, this little crystal barrier here, excuse me, and I had an itch. And next thing you know, you're in the bottom of the soup. Who knows what's down there? God only knows what's down there, dude. God, people disappear though. So our sand's all calcite, like high frequency vibrational sand. Like our sand's high vibrational. That's why everyone trips out, oh, you got to grow in sand. That sucks. It's not really. Learning how to keep the nutrients around so the plant can take it up, that's the trick. But that sand is so beneficial. Like on the ground, it's beneficial. Not when it's mixed in, because that shit starts to get hydrophobic. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't like Bud Light either. And so we got tree agate right here. I have to figure out what the hell Zeppelin got me, man. Zeb sent me this sacred green. I think it was a green aventurine, maybe. It was some green rock. I forget the name of it, though. A green crystal from New Zealand, bro. He smuggled it out of the country and everything. It was fucking great. He was so tripping that I didn't get that. And I was like, this thing? He's like, yeah, that's it, motherfucker. Who's in chat? Not many people. Not many people know about this channel. Some people do, some people don't. That's why I like it. It's peaceful. I get to say I get to talk my thing. You know what I mean? I get to do my show. We probably got some jade. We definitely got rose quartz. And there's the crystal ladies right down the road, right? And you get a handful of fucking quartz for $20, right? So I'll probably be going by that. You can get rocks, you get shapes, you can get slivers, like these fucking like little slivers and shit. I love the slivers because I have a whole experiment to do where I'm gonna plug crystals into my plant, and I need little slivers to do that. We got the little power drill a tiny little micro hole in that bitch. Wrap that motherfucker with copper wire. That's what we're gonna do. Plug it right into that goddamn plant, just like Frankenstein, baby. Frankenstein. You know, you ain't even seen my damn frequency experiments. I had other people in our community doing the frequency experiments for me because I didn't have any money. They had all this equipment, and I was like, yo, you know what that is? And they're like, what? Hold on, what? And I'm like, yeah, listen, take this over by your plant. Plug that motherfucker in right there. Plug right there. Leave it there for about a week. Watch what happens. Report it back to me what happens. Yep. Now, everybody, big ass growth. Crazy shit. Now, my whole goal with the whole frequency stuff, crystals, you know, electroculture with the cannabis is all to come to harvest faster. I'm not expecting bigger growth. We could grow huge fucking plants. I can grow buds as big as your leg. Swear to God. Fat is everything. Fat and everything. Swear on everything. I've done it. Got videos to prove. Go check my channel. Go check out Twisted Roots. Just Google that name. Google Twisted Roots. You'll know. And but my goal is to bring to harvest faster. Like the plants that normally we wouldn't be able to harvest till October 31st or into November, I want to harvest those September 15th. Like I'd like to get those done in September. And that's based on maturity, see, and none of that's proven yet, right? But here's my theory. Here's the twisted theory on this, right? So if all these things, crystals can be boosting all this stuff, right? Doing all the stuff you heard in this video here. Electroculture can grow huge plants, brings in the beneficial bugs, right? The murdering bugs that take out the bad guys. You know, keeps away this, keeps away that, grows big, huge vegetables, right? Sonic culture grows huge vegetables. You know what I'm saying? We got the HHO, right? Growing huge vegetables, right? So here's my thing. If they're growing huge vegetables in the same amount of time, there's no extra length. They're growing tomatoes the size of this, and they're cherry tomatoes. You know what I'm saying? The size of damn grapefruit. Cherry tomatoes, the size of grapefruit. Same flavor, good, delicious, packed with nutrition, actually more packed with vitamins than anything you buy from the store. Like it's real food, right? It's just made for a giant, right? So if they can do that in the same amount of time that an actual tomato grows, my whole theory is that you should be able to pack as much nutrients or no. Whatever the hell's in cannabis, whatever builds up in cannabis, the cannabinoids, the THC, all that shit, and you should be able to build that up in a shorter amount of time with your system dialed in properly. That's my theory on it, right? Yo, Earth Creeper, what up? My theory is you should be able to once you get your stuff dialed in, you should be able to, based on how they do it with vegetables in the same amount of time, not in no extended period of time. So all I'm trying to do is get the same results in a less amount of time. So like tomatoes, you know, say they're 56 days. Well, in 30 days, probably 20 days, they'll probably be the size of regular tomatoes. I can pick them right then. You see what I'm saying? Now with cannabis, what if that's the same with cannabis? I let that cannabis go till October 31st, and it's going to be bejesus huge. It's going to be monstrous. The trichomes are going to be the size of pencil erasers. I mean, half a bowl is going to be one trichome. You know, break that bitch off and let's crack that rock, man. You know what I'm saying? You need a torch and a crack pipe for this motherfucker and shit. It's going to be nuts. So I think we can pick early. I'm hoping to get this right. I've been talking about this for a couple years with the cannabis, you know, because there's not much you can do with cannabis. You know, we can see everyone grows huge fucking plants. Everyone grows beautiful plants. Everyone grows big ass buds. We all can grow a big ass tree. There's nothing to really say like, okay, this cannabis is supposed to be this big, and now it's this big. Whoa, big fucking difference. Well, it's not really that, because the size of my plants and buds depends on the size, or I'm sorry, the amount of fucking nutrients and water I give it. The weather's always the same. It's the way I feed. See, like Tony Two Tokes. Y'all see Tony Two Tokes' garden? His shit's motherfucking huge, because he's feed water, or feed water feed water feed, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's feeding once a month, something like that. But he's feeding corn sprout tea. He feeds the sprout teas, right? And I only fed my shit once this year. We're doing the fuller sprays here and there, you know. And it's growing. I think it's growing great. We got one side. It's kind of funny. The other electroculture side's not technically hooked up yet, and so it's a good test to see. And the one side's booming, baby. Oh man, the side with electroculture is just on fire, bro. And there's literally the biggest predator bugs I ever seen on that side. And there's not many bugs, right? They gotta have food. The other side has less predator bugs and more bugs. You know what I'm saying? So, and they're smaller plants. So I can't wait to wrap this motherfucking wire behind me around this bitch and get this set up right in proper time too. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, if I can't get out in May, June's not really a big deal for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really excited about June. June's my May, really. And it's like I get to skip June completely. And then July's here. Like, July is where the magic happens, people. Don't let anyone ever fool you. July is when the magic happens. Whatever size your little plant was, it's going to be 4 times that size. And then guess what happens? Flower stretch, motherfuckers. So if your plant's 8 feet tall and 10 feet wide, imagine if it says your pheno can get fucking, or I mean, your cultivar can get a 400% stretch. That's 40 fucking feet, bro. You don't think you could get that? You gotta feed it right and water it right and support it. And fuck yeah, well, motherfucker. Hell yeah, if you've already got it to 10 feet. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. But see, most people top their plant. So you top your plant once. Now you only have 20-foot potential, period. Right? Every time you top your plant, you're taking it in half. You're cutting it in half. The potential size of the plant. You know, you can get width, but the height, the potential height the plant ever would have had, you're cutting that in half completely. So one topping is now your half size. You know, and if those two come up and you top those two again, that's you're in half again. You know what I'm saying? Now it's even going to be less. You know, the plant can only get as tall as the genetic code says it can, and we don't know none of that. We don't know shit about shit. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I can do is say, you know, in my backyard, I grew it this tall and this wide, and it grew this many tops and this much weed. You know, I don't even talk about tops because I could pull out fucking hundreds and fucking 500, 600, 700 tops on plants. Like training conversations with me. I get bored as fuck. Only new training shit I ever seen was literally hemp with GG and twisting a fucking leaf. I think that's fucking genius. Like, my hat's off to you on that, for real. Because I use that outside. Like, I can't believe I never thought of that. I'm trying to recall if I've ever seen it, but no, probably not, because I would use it and I definitely would have showed it in my show. I definitely would be showing that. I would be talking about that. Shit, that's a good one. That is a good one. But yeah, training conversations with me, shit. Come train with me sometimes. Come out and do a summer grow with me 1 year. You know, where we got some money to throw at some shit. We grow some big trees. You'll see some shit, man. You'll see pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds of weed that never fucking stop. You'd be like, are we done trimming this one? No, man, I got 5 more 60-gallon totes of this one, bro. What the fuck? I'm like, what? How? I know. I don't know. There's still 10 pounds out there on the tree. What the fuck you mean? I know, dude. That's how it goes, though. You know? So, you know, we use Crystal Tech. For sure, we use Crystal Tech. You know, this right here is called 22 Gemstones. 22 Gemstones plant food. Electricity, right? You know how you have a ppm meter? You know, ppm? You know, there's an EC on that too. It's EC, electrical conductivity of your water. Of your water. They want to know how much electricity is in your water. How much electricity is being produced between all the molecules that are in your water slurry. You know, your food when you make nutrients. That's what I'm talking about. Because with the wrong electrical conductivity, what happens, people? What happens? What happens when the ppm is off and the pH is off? What happens when the pH and the EC is off? Your plants get lockouts. They don't feed properly, right? But when that EC, when that electrical conductivity is on point, baby, and everything is rocking, everything's firing on fucking 18 cylinders and shit, right? That plant will ignite and go crazy and blow up on you. It'll be like, bam. I've recorded 6 inches of growth literally over fucking night. You know, never on indoor. Don't ever think I'm talking about some indoor now. Now, if you want to talk about some indoor, we can put up some pictures of my last indoor. You know, shit. Not my basement indoor, my last grow indoor. Hiya, boss. Wagwan. Hell yeah. Token Pirate Loki dude, what up? We're talking crystals today. We just did an hour show. All on the different types of crystals you could use for your plants. Here's my number one, baby. Number one, right? For outdoor plants, ganja plants, baby. That's what we're talking about. Black crystals, any black stone, baby. That disrupts the electrical current in a bug's brain, right? And disrupts them and keeps them bugs away. So, black rocks. Y'all want to know what the IPM system is? How do you keep them bugs away, Twisted? Black rocks. You know what I'm saying? That's the soldiers, baby. Black rocks. Next, because you know where there's black rocks, there's got to be clear quartz. That's the magnifier. That's the magnifying rock right there. You put that by the black rock, that's going to keep your bug away, and it's going to magnify that black rock's power, right? And make it work even better. That's the master healer and the amplifier right there. Like literally with quartz, you could talk to it. You hold it in your hand and talk to it and tell it what you want it to do. And then you put it to work. However, wherever it is, say you infuse it and then give it to somebody. You know what I'm saying? You're like, by the end of the night, I want this girl to kiss me. And then you give it to her. And then she holds it. And I bet you by the end of the night, she'll be kissing on you and shit. It's just magic. It's magic, man. Green crystals, people. Green crystals heal your plants. You got sick plants. You got sick ganja plants. Yo, you got fucked up roots. You got your roots are fucked up. First of all, if you got fucked up, roots, knock all that soil off your shit. Cut all those bad roots off because they're already dead. They're only going to make shit worse, right? Cut all that shit off. Throw all that soil away. Get new soil. Rinse it, all that shit off. You need to wash all them roots. Get all that dead shit off. If there ain't no roots left, then fuck it. Throw that bitch away. Because it ain't regrowing. None of that dead slimy ass shit that stinks like farts, that shit ain't growing. But if you retransplant it and put quartz crystals in there and green crystals in there, right? Different kinds. You got jade, green calcite, moss agate, aragonite, high vibration, jade, green aventurine, emerald. Like, you got a bunch of these green motherfuckers, right? Doing the thing. Tree agate, moss agate is the gardener stone. That's our talisman, bro. That's like, we should all have pendants, motherfuckers. Pendants. I might make some. I might get some of that shit and make some fucking off. Somebody twist me up some fucking necklaces and shit out of some motherfucking hemp and make me some talismans and see who wants to be in the fucking talisman fucking triage and shit. Talisman troop. She's always chitting the dog. And that's the shit right there, man. Rhyolite, green aventurine, rose quartz, people. Get you some black stones of any kinds, right? Quartz, clear quartz, and rose quartz, and try to find some green stones. But listen, rose quartz and clear quartz, I'm telling you, these are the most important. If you can't find all that shit, just get you some granite. There's got to be granite all around you guys. There's got to be. You ever, like, you're at the bank and you see those fucking little rock gardens and shit? Just pull up at night, bro. Grab you a couple. We got over here, man, right over here. There's this, you pull up and wash your car and shit. I can go there right now. It's open 24/7. Pull right up in there. The whole thing is landscape with these rocks. Like palm-sized fucking rocks. All crystals, bro. Like all crystals. You can find like straight quartz over there, bro. Like, I just go there and get some sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I got piles, though. I got buckets. My fish trap is filled with goddamn rocks. Quartz rocks. Quartz-based rocks, you know what I'm saying? Like dolerite. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And, but get your shit on, man. Put some quartz by some sick plants. Try to see what happens. You know? Put some crystals out there, man. Get that electrical current going. Connect to the ground. Take your fucking shoes off. Take your shoes off. Let your fucking hair out. Brush your fucking hair. Get your fro going, dude. I'm telling you, bro, if I was black, I'd have a fro. I'd have a fro, but then I'd have motherfucking dreads. Because I wouldn't be bald, of course. I'd have great hair. But I'd have fucking dreads and I could fucking motherfucker, what's up? Like the fucking Predator and shit, right? Yeah, Predator. You know what I'm saying? Or else it might look better bald, and then I can have that real Predator shit going on right here. Get a fucking cool ass tattoo on my forehead and shit, and have these fucking dreads and shit. Fuck yeah. But that's what you got to do. I want my talisman, right? That's what you got to do, man. Take your fucking shoes off, connect to the earth, man. Feel the energy. And, like I said, if it's only me being crazy and thinking that crystals worked in plants, I would shut up. I would take everyone's criticism and stop what I'm saying. But, there's a whole goddamn group. There's a whole community of like millions of people on this planet do this. They show their videos, they show results. Of course, I don't know why I can never find fucking anything for some reason. I can never find shit when I'm searching on this. But I did show enough of what we were trying to learn today. We weren't really here for show and tell. We were here to learn what crystals are. Are there crystals for growing plants? Let's ask. And holy shit, there sure was, wasn't there? There was a whole bunch of them. And exactly what they do and people that use them and why they use them and stuff. So that's super duper duper interesting. People have whole blogs. They write books on this shit. You know what I'm saying? I always say I write books, but I don't, you know, because I talk about it. These are my books. I talk about the shit. Like I make all kinds of weird scientific crap and go try it out. I have weird thoughts and then I go Google me this, and bam, this motherfucking shit pops up, all this crazy shit. Now you got to fish through it, right? When a person says they're awake, that doesn't mean that they just have these fucking thoughts and it's like, oh, that's true now, and it's not a lie. That's not what it means. Like you got to know, like you get these cosmic fucking thoughts or feelings, right? And you follow them. And you got to remember your cosmic thought. You don't just see the first thing you see on it and go, okay, I believe that. No, motherfucker, you gotta read them all. You gotta get them all in there. Get all the videos. You gotta read everything, research everything, see everyone's experiments. That's why I didn't do electroculture before, because there was too much controversy on exactly how to do the electroculture. So for like 3 years, I let all these people do their experiments and blah, 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 blah. And what I've been saying all these years, I've been saying this one thing. Well, two things. Crystal Palace. That's the technology right there put into a building. Exact technology put into a building. Crystals and copper. Straight frequency put into a building, bro. And they can grow any plant they want in this fucking goddamn greenhouse, dude. It's insane, man. I've been in one. I was fixing the garage doors, like several of them, in the one in Cleveland. And there was the biggest trees I ever seen in my life of those species in this motherfucker, bro. Holy shit. There was like 80-foot tall ceilings. Like there was like 30 or 40 foot tall. I don't know if orange trees get that tall, but that was like a 30 or 40 foot tall. It was huge. It might have been even taller than that. 50, 60 feet tall. I don't fucking, it was big. It was biggest. It was the biggest orange tree I've ever seen in my entire life. It was dropping grapefruit size oranges, dude. It was wild. But that's still in Cleveland. You can go visit that shit downtown Cleveland, bro. On Carnegie Square or some shit like that. Just right by the hood. Like the hood's right there. They were like, you know where this place is? I'm like, oh, it's right by the hood. They're like, how do you know where the hood's at? I'm like, how do you not know where the hood's at? Like all these white people, they don't go to the hood, bro. I stay up in the hood. I was like, where you think I get my weed from, motherfucker? I get my shit on Ansel right there, bro. You gotta be careful because these motherfuckers come up and throw crack in your car and want your money and shit. I'm like, nah, I want weed, bro. I don't give me that weed. Yeah, just kidding. Not really, but yeah. You gotta know where to go when you're in the city. Like I'm from the suburbs, so when you're from the city, when you're in the city, you gotta know when you run out of weed. You gotta know where the fuck to go and who not to fuck with. Like you gotta be careful if they're on Ansel or crackheads will jump in your back seat. I've rode around the block a few times with crackheads in the back of my seat. Like I don't know what they were doing. I was like, "What are you doing back there, bro?" It's like, why are you in my back seat? Are you gonna get out? And like, I come to a stop sign. Hey man, can you jump out of my car now? They always wanted some money. I give them $1 or $2, you know. They need to get their cheeseburgers or something, whatever, crack. I don't know. It's Crystalz. It's all Crystalz, people. And we got 2 more electroculture set up, plugged in into the ground, wires to the north, crystals to the fucking sky, right? We got 4 pictures. We're going to check back in a week. What's today? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. We're going to check back next Friday for Frequency Friday with pictures on the shit. Kisses. My beautiful Amber. This was the girl that was serenading me. She was Sinead O'Connoring me. And I love that song. And that's what made me know it was Amber that was I was supposed to be with. I was like, oh, that's the song. I knew my love would sing that song. I knew that. I said that years and years and years ago when I was little. I said, the person I'm supposed to fall in love with will be singing this song one time. I will see her just randomly in a band. One day there was Amber singing this fucking song, and I was like, holy shit, it's her. It's her, the exact person I pictured. Like, that was the exact person I pictured singing this fucking song.
Oh, I'm so glad it was me.
She won't walk out of my house unless she's gardening in the dirt.
I'm going to go lay down.
Yeah, do it.
Mwah.
Have that good time. We're into an hour, 30 minutes of an hour show, so, you know.
I'm going to take this and roll myself.
But, you know, I just got, here's some weed. And, you know, we just got this little joint left. We're just talking, wrapping it up with the different crystals here. And electroculture, get your electroculture popping, people. Hit up Jacob Lee Downey at gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? Ask him about his product, 22 Gemstone Plant Food. Tell him you want to get some, and he'll tell you exactly how to use it. He's got all the testing. That is piezoelectricity right there, people. That's putting straight up crystals in the ground. Powdered crystals into your plant, increasing the electrical charge and watching them fucking grow huge. We did in 2020, man, it was monstrous. We did sonic culture and the crystal culture right there, and magnetoculture. Always magnetize your water. If you're not magnetizing your water, I don't know why you're not. It's the easiest thing to do. It's a thing that you just do. And you just never think about it ever again. Like, as long as your magnet is the right way, you just never ever think about it ever again. It's like the coolest thing ever. You always get the benefit. As soon as your magnet's not on and you go through about 2 weeks of watering, you'll be like, what's wrong with my plants? You'd be like, I just don't understand why my plants look like this. They didn't look like this before. And then you're gonna look around, you're gonna go through all your checks, and then you're gonna realize your water source is not magnetized. And you're gonna be like, ah, oh, son of a bitch. You're gonna know instantly. And you're gonna be like, oh man, that's it. You're gonna install that magnet. And boom, baby, back to bushes, back to being dark green bushes. And you're not feeding that shit. You're like, hey, man, you got to understand. It's not you feeding, right? In the system that I run, it's not me feeding that's making those plants all dark. There are some plants that are light ass green out there. That's just proof of me not feeding shit, right? What's happening is all these different crystals, all these different, the magnet, right? The electroculture, the sonic culture, all these different things play their different part, right? The ground cover, right? All these things play a different part and bring different atmospheric energies, nitrogens, different nutrients, right? They drop nutrients from themselves. The actual crystals themselves leach stuff off of them. You know, different rocks and stuff like that. It's just all part of it. All part of it. It's the whole entourage effect, you know. And it's called megaculture. If you guys really want to get into it, the last Frequency Friday we did, it's on Twist's Roots channel. That channel shut down though for right now. And but the last Frequency Friday we did on megaculture. Now I believe the next one I'm going to do on this channel will be megaculture, so that way we can check it out. And I'm going to talk to Josh and see if he wants me to start putting these on his show. I'm sure he does. And stuff. So, yep. But I'm going to finish this up. One more Togi. Chiba Man, check your email. I sent you 2 emails in there. It's your choice how you want it, what you want it, how you do it. We got one of the CDs is like a classical music. Mozart, Bach, Beethoven. Another one's like bird chirping, I think. Whistling. It's whistling and bird chirping kind of thing, like whistling. And it's all got this frequency embedded. So that frequency you guys always hear me playing, that's from my box frequency. That's the straight frequency, right? So that's 19 to 30 hertz right there. That's what it is. That's the frequency. That's the magic number, right? Now, the CDs had that incorporated with classical music or like bird chirping, whistling. And I think the other one was like something else. I forget what the other one was. And then there's singles for 15 or a box set for 45. You know what I mean? 3 of them motherfuckers. And I like to use those, but so you have to manually do like the little fucking cheap little, remember that red one I had? I got 2 of those now. So you have to manually switch those out, move them around, change them up. But if you had, your shit set up on a CD changer and you knew how to set it so it would only repeat and you could fucking digitally set it, and then you had your speaker surround sound, that's what the fuck is up, baby. Send that bitch through a PA system into your grow op. Yeah. That was what I was gonna do. I used to do it kinda. I used to do it in this room I'm sitting in right here and reverberate it off of the fucking curved wall here. Oh God, it would ping off everywhere, dude. It was so fucking loud in here. I fucking loved it. And we grew some fucking wild plants that year, baby. We grew some nice shit indoors. And we took all those plants outside, and man, they were good. We grew autos in here though. We could barely walk. We had a whole shelving system over here with all these fucking plants in it, dude. It was great. It's good times. We had silver walls. I took all that shit off for Amber so she could have a real house. I could have said, no, this is my grow room, dude. This is where I grow weed. But see, there's this big fucking fireplace right in the way right here. It used to be crystal, but they melted it down into steel and formed it into this fireplace and stuck it in my living room. So that did take up a lot of space and crap. So it takes up a lot of space now. Hopefully I can get rid of it. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something today about crystals and how to use them in your plants. What exactly ones to use. What ones to exactly use. Now I know 7 healing crystals, right? There's 7 good healing crystals used, but this is a lot. This is a lot of choices if you don't have one, but you have this one. You know what I'm saying? And you always want to pair them up with quartz. She kind of touched on it like a couple people did, but when you got one in your hand, there better be a clear quartz next to it, right? Always pair those 2. Always pair it up with something. So you want that energy. All right, everybody. It's been a great time. on the Frequency Friday. Get your freak on, Crystals, really. Have a good night, everybody. Until Saturday, live, it's Saturday night. That's tomorrow.